The local authority, which is the largest in Europe, has issued something called a Section 114 notice, preventing all but essential spending to protect core services. Of course, the council is struggling to get control of at least a £760 million bill in order to settle equal pay claims. Earlier on, I asked the leader of Birmingham City Council, John Cotton, if he had the full confidence in his senior leadership team to sort the issue out.
My priority at the moment, Rob, is ensuring that we're delivering the robust financial management that has to be put in place. So that my entire focus will be absolutely on doing that over the next few weeks.
That wasn't a yes then. It sounds like they don't have your full confidence.
I think it's really important that we focus on the task that's in front of us right now. We have had a Section 114 notice issued that sets out some serious financial challenges facing the authority. I think everybody's collective effort, member and officer, now needs to be on ensuring that we meet those challenges together.
That's the leader of the council, John Cotton, who also in that interview appeared to sort of suggest that he only found out this was going to happen this morning, just before everybody else did. The Labour MP for Birmingham Edgbaston, Preet Gill, joins me on the line now. Afternoon, Preet. This will be incredibly concerning to residents in Birmingham and what this means over the next few years.
Well, yes, absolutely. This is the largest local authority in Europe. As you know, they've already had to pay out equal pay claims up to $1 billion. That meant they had to halve their workforce. And so this decision now today, what many of my constituents will be asking me is, what does that actually mean in reality? So what services will the council not be providing? And we haven't been given this detail as of yet. It is a really concerning situation. I mean, we've got to also remember that this city council has had £1 billion taken from its budget by central government, and many councils are facing deficits, as you know, and so the council isn't going to be able to balance its budget, and so this is a very difficult period it's going to have to navigate itself through.
The vast majority of councils, of all political colours, though, Preet, I mean, you know, we all know times have been difficult, and there's the cost of living, which in a way is affecting councils as well, because the cost of doing business and the what they have to do has got more expensive. But most councils of all colours manage this, don't they? Why can't Birmingham get to grips with it?
Well, look, as you said, there'll be many councils that are issuing 114 notices for different reasons. And of course, the equal pay claim that Birmingham City Council faces, this is not the first time. And so questions have got to be asked. And that's why there are reviews being undertaken as to who is fundamentally accountable. Why was money not being set aside every single year, knowing that these liabilities were about to come up? And so there are huge questions to be asked. But at the moment, what we need to do is absolutely be focused on finding a solution. This is the biggest landlord in the country. I know that the council is working with the Department for Levelling Up. And of course, what they want to do is make sure that they are able to deliver the key services for citizens of Birmingham.
Is it good enough that, as you say, we don't know yet where spending cuts are going to fall, or what services will be affected? And it is a couple of months now since this idea of, no non-essential spending was first mentioned, and we still don't have a clear idea what that's going to mean.
We don't, but what we do know is that statutory services will continue to be delivered, and that means social care, children's trust, waste collection. So key essential services are still going to be delivered. But they could be
pared back, couldn't they? I mean, a waste collection, for example, it might be, well, you get your bin collected once a week at the moment. It could be once a month. We just don't know, do we?
Well, we don't have that level of detail. That is what I have been pressing the council on today. That my constituents will want to know the detail of what it actually means. And it's really important that while they are working this through with government, that information is going to be available sooner rather than later.
John Cotton, when I spoke to him earlier, I mean, he sort of stopped short of saying he had full confidence in the leadership team in terms of the officers at the council, the chief executive, Deborah Cadman, and also the interim director of finance, Fiona Greenway, who was named in the council statement today. It's her decision, her responsibility to issue this notice. He wouldn't say he had full confidence in them. Do you have full confidence in them and their ability to take Birmingham City Council through this?
Well, look, I mean, the fact of the matter is that they've issued the 114 notice. They understand it's really important that they're not going to be able to balance their budgets. But of course, there's got to be accountability. I'm absolutely clear about that. That's why there are reviews being undertaken. The question has got to be asked, what has the chief executives of the past, what have the directors been doing? Why were they not aware of these issues, given, many councils have faced liabilities, many councils have addressed this issue, and especially when Birmingham already had to pay out £1 million, you would think it would have learnt the lessons. And now, whilst there are job evaluation schemes happening now, there seems to be a lot of activity altogether, but we do need to make sure that we are holding those that are responsible to account.
The accountability seems strange to me, though, Preet, because no one seems to be being held accountable. I mean, the leader of the council said that this was all, the equal pay liability was all a big surprise to him when he took the job. He said today he didn't know effectively that this 114 notice was being issued until this morning. We haven't really seen any movement in the civil servant side of things at the council. It's hard to see that anyone is being held accountable.
Look, I appreciate that. I mean, John has only recently been appointed, and what he has done since he's been appointed is be very open and transparent. And he clearly wants to find a resolution through this. I think, look, we can point fingers, but at the moment, what's really important is that we find a way forward, especially for the citizens of Birmingham, who will be very, very concerned as to what this means for their services. But of course, I totally appreciate we've got to make sure that there is accountability so that this does not happen again. Lessons are learned and people take responsibility. John will, of course, have to find out, why officers didn't share the information, or did they share the information? That is a level of detail we just don't have at this moment. And
you have full confidence in John Cotton as the leader of the council?
Absolutely. What I've seen from John is being very open, very honest and very transparent, recognising that there are issues, there are problems, and we've got to find a way through this. And he's not shying away from some of those difficult decisions.
OK. Preet Gill, Labour MP for Birmingham Edgbaston. Thanks for your time this afternoon.